All right, Panthers. I took a 90-minute nap before this game just so I would be nice and rested and ready to go bright and early about 1:30 in the morning to wrap this game up. Do me a favor. For my sanity, for my mental health, please don't get shut out again.
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
Puck drop. And 3, 2, 1.
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
All right, Panther fans. So, game 2 of 4 late ones in a row. Feeling a little bit better. Today's the first day that the migraine did not really peak back up in the afternoon, so hopefully that's a sign of good things to come. It can't get worse. Well, I don't want to say that. I was going to say it can't get worse than it did the other night against the Kraken, but then again, we're playing a much better team tonight. What I know is this: they better not just come out and do that thing where they look really awesome for 10 minutes, get a goal, and then try to sit on that. All right? Talked about this in the podcast today. I get the part where Maurice wants us to play defense. However, there's this thing called the puck, and there's a thing called the net. And you do have, on occasion, you do have to put the puck into the other team's net to actually get points and make the playoffs so that you can play your playoff style of hockey. Got to open things up just a little bit. Just a little bit, right? Somewhere along the way, you've got to get Chucky going. Now, I was going to say you got to get Lundell going. Apparently, he's out with a non-COVID illness tonight. So, I did not see the lineup, but I'm going to assume that would put Stenlund at 3C, or did he put Luosterainen at 3C? Guys know I've been asking for Stenlund at 3C for a little while. In fact, if he put Stenlund at 3C and had a really good showing, maybe Lundell doesn't get his job back so quick. You see what I'm saying? So, other than that, we're going to need a big game from Bubba. Vancouver ain't playing around. Stay healthy, boys. Get 2. And not just 2 goals either, 2 points. It's 2-0 Vancouver after 1. Now, we should have known how this evening was going to go when in the pregame festivities, instead of Bally's showing us what was going on the ice with Roberto Luongo night and him giving a speech and everything, they showed us a truncated cut version of the Roberto Luongo inside the Panthers, and then cut to a picture of Luongo talking without the audio, then the commercial, then came back, missed the beginning of the national anthem, and puck drop didn't happen until about 10:30. And meanwhile, on the ice, I do these intermission segments because they show the emotion in between. However, this is coming from all the way from the Seattle game because I was not feeling well and it was really late. But at this point, Maurice needs to get their ass in gear. This is not quite the situation of Tkachuk's dad calling us soft and him needing to get on us in Toronto. But it's getting close. It's getting close. We are just consistently getting outworked. Now, it's one thing. Now, I know Demko's made some nice saves. That's fine. But on the defensive end of things, and when there's a loose puck for the most part, with the exception of the last minute and a half, where we do that thing, or did the thing that we do where we try to turn it on for 2 minutes and get a goal, I think they sat in second place for a little bit too long. They got comfortable, and now we're going to have to end up looking at ourselves in fourth place for them to wake their ass back up. Because it was bad against Seattle, and the effort out there again tonight is bad. I know that Demko's a good goalie. I know Vancouver's a good team. But the effort, they're not skating. They're getting caught flat-footed, especially on defense. I don't know if Gadjevich pulled something during warm-ups or if Maurice just decided to go 11-7 and put Belinskas back in. But for whatever, we're short of forward and we've got 7 defensemen. It ain't working out. It ain't working out at all. This is a moment in this season. I know it's not even early anymore. We're past the quarter-way part. This is a moment in this season right now. There are no guarantees in the Atlantic, and there's definitely no guarantees in the East. This road trip could go really, really, really bad if they don't pick up this effort. They keep playing like this, they're going to lose all 4 of these late games. These Canadian teams are not playing around with us. And we are just standing around flat-footed, just expecting some kind of magical rainbow unicorn shit to happen. And it ain't. And I hope that Maurice has woken up, because too many times it seems as though he's okay with some of the lackadaisical play, and it takes him a while to really rip into these guys. It's time. It's absolutely time. It cannot come out and give another effort like that in the second period. See how this goes. So my camera is defective. It won't download from the camera. So in order to download videos that I do, I have to put it into a USB stick. And I download after the first period. Stick is in the computer because I'm editing. I shuffle back into the computer room after that disaster of a period, and I go to grab the USB stick out of the computer so I can come in here and record. I get shocked. The computer gets shocked. And everything went black. Now I don't know if the computer's going to restart or not. Hopefully, the card is recording now and it's still good. That should be fun. So whatever maniacal rant I was fixing to go on, I think I'm going to save that for the end of the game, because on the off chance that we pull what the Leafs did today and come back from 5 down, I think it was 5-0. They lost in overtime, but they got the point. I don't think that's fixing to happen, but for now, I'm going to go see if my computer restarts, and then Kyle and I are eating pancakes. Other than that, I got nothing. All right, well, as if this sports week wasn't bad enough, I forgot to turn the heater on in here. I'm freezing my cojones off, so I got the hoodie. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm supposed to recap the first. This is the first time since 2011, so first time while I've been doing these videos that the Panthers have now been shut out twice in a row. And like I said the other night, even though this is a hockey channel, for me, you see the Dolphins stuff, right? For me, this started Monday night. Dolphins were ahead 27-13 with 4 minutes left. And since then, My football team became the first team in 760-something games to lose a game when ahead by 14 with 4 minutes left. And then my hockey team got shut out 2 times in a row, 4-0. And now there's getting shut out. And then there's this. And I talked about this on the podcast today. Oh God. Okay. I talked about this on the podcast today. When you're not scoring, you get down 2-0 and the game is over. And you saw that mentally. They just like, boop, boop, they just checked out. They really never checked in tonight. This is a concern. Now, the game in Seattle, it's 4-0. You lose a game. Everybody has a stinker. Okay, whatever. You move on. And we got Vancouver, and they're a good team, and we're going to rise to the occasion. And here we come and vomit on the ice. We're not skating. We're not moving our feet. We're not giving. I mean, look, I'm sorry. I love Randy and I love goalie, and I know that they're trying to sell it on the broadcast, but just because we're getting some shots on net don't mean ass. Okay? Because most of the shots are one and done. There's no scrums in front of the net where we're getting a hold of pucks. Thatcher made a few nice saves, but a few. We didn't make him work for that shutout. He worked in, he had a couple of shifts where he had to work, but for the most part, one shot, rebound, we don't get it, puck is cleared. And it's been that way. And I mean, the Bob, oh God. He's got the puck on his stick. And he thought about it for quite some time. There's like nobody around. Except for like just this one dude in a Vancouver uniform just standing over here. And like it's practice. Like it's the pregame warm-ups. Bob was just like, here you go. And it gives it right to him. And it was so bad, Bob didn't even move. It was so bad, he didn't even like dive forward or do something stupid like throw his stick. He just stood there and was like, oh shit, I just did that. I wish that was his fault. Like I wish the game was his fault by that mistake. Because then we could just blame Bubba. But that was him just saying, you know what? Everybody else is playing like crap. Nobody else seems to give a shit about this game. Let me give my 2 cents here too as well. Somebody in the end of the chat asked if I think this is the players or the coaching. It's a little bit of both. Now, I think the players got far too comfortable. Look, we're in second place. Second place. Second place. Oh, what's that? A couple of weeks now. We've been in second place. Not no more. So I think they got a little bit too comfortable. But again, you lose the one game to Seattle, but you come out tonight with this effort, and this is a problem. This is a problem. And I've been saying it, last few weeks I've been saying it. Don't forget, that was Kachuk's dad telling them that they were soft. And then Maurice blowing a gasket in Toronto. And that's what got us moving. Kevin Stenlund's better than Anton Lundell, by the way. I'm not wrong. Stenlund needs to be a 3C. They didn't score, but way, way, way more active than Anton Lundell. But there's something going on. So I'm not going to just pick out Lundell and blame him. By the way, Ekblad's hurt again. And that's a whole other thing. I'm going to be doing a deeper dive into this since Ekblad and Montour came back. All it really did was screw up our chemistry. Because now Larson's now on the top pair scoring. And Mikla's got a different role, so he's not scoring. And I can't stop wanting to yawn because it's 1 o'clock in the morning. But in terms of the players of Maurice, this is where Maurice has to step in. And it really should have been after the first period. You should have seen a team come out there on the ice in the second period that had just gotten flame thrown. Flame thrown? You know what I'm trying to say. Maurice should have ripped them ass in between the first and the second period. And he clearly didn't. He clearly didn't. Way too much leeway. Way too much leeway. And maybe because what we did last year in the playoffs and all of that, he's hoping that they would pull themselves out of it. But you can't go 2 games like this. That third period was disgusting. You didn't even turn it on to just try to get something going. Refs even gifted us a late power play. Maurice's attitude about the power play is a problem. And that is one thing I will put a big fat blame sticker on, is Maurice's attitude about the power play. He's wrong. He keeps saying it doesn't need to be the best part of our game. Maybe he doesn't need to be the best part of our game. But his lackadaisical attitude towards getting goals on the power play, you can't win like this. If you're going to play the style of hockey that we're playing, where you're trying to play defensive hockey and then take advantage of the other team's mistakes, well, guess what, Paul? When they make a mistake, it's called a fucking power play. So maybe don't have such a lackadaisical attitude about just sending whoever out there, and it doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be the best part of our game. Right now, it needs to be one of the better parts to our game. You're taking it too easy on these guys. I never thought I'd say that about Paul Maurice. But clearly, something is wrong. Because I do not believe that he is ripping them an ass, and this is the way that the team is responding. And I understand that you need to pick your spots, but that spot was after the first period tonight. That's when that spot was. Now, if we don't know what happened in the locker room, if he ripped them an ass and they still came out like that, then we got bigger problems. But that didn't look like a team that got scolded at all. That looked like a team that Maurice is just like, hey, it's okay, it's all right. I mean, he loves Lundell's game. Meanwhile, he's on pace for like 3 goals the whole season. All right, I mean, he moved the lines around a little bit. He had Chucky, Luosterainen, and Verhaeghe. I don't know if that's moving Chucky and Verhaeghe down or Luosterainen up. I don't know what that is, to be honest with you. I don't know what any of it is at this point. Because basically everybody's played with everybody. And if Lundell's not scoring, and Chucky's not scoring, and Luosterainen's not scoring, and Cousins not scoring, now Bennett's not scoring, and I can't stop yawning. If those guys aren't scoring, it don't matter where you put them in the lineup. And so why? So why? Now rewind it all the way like it did today in the podcast. When Paul Maurice came here and they asked him about the offense, he said he did not want to stifle creativity. He just wanted them to add the parts of the game that they needed. The puck, the play around, the smart play when they didn't have the puck, and the playoff style. And they've done that. But now he's taken it a step further and stifled creativity monstrosity a lot. I can't talk tonight. You know what I'm trying to say. There's no creativity. There's no offensive rush. There's nothing. There's dump it in, cross your fingers, and if the other team is even remotely aggressive on the puck, we just let them have it. We just let them have it. Now, I'm curious if this has anything to do with what I was told by Winnipeg Jets fans and Carolina Hurricanes fans when we got Maurice. I told you what they told me about he's going to wear your players out. You won't have play. You're not going to be able to go on and finish a long playoff run because your players' bodies will be beat to shit. And then year over year over year, it has a tendency. You can still make the playoffs, but I mean, could they just still be emotionally gassed? Could they not have that extra step in the tank? Could they legitimately just be trying to coast until the playoffs? I mean, they've been playing lockdown defense into the last 2 games. But now even that's starting to suffer. Because nobody's skating. They're not moving. They're not moving. Nobody's being physical. I mean, not even Bennett. Bennett's not even out there doing what he would normally do. Tkachuk doesn't... I mean, the other parts of his game look fine until he gets the puck on his stick, and then I don't know who the hell that is. But that ain't Matthew Tkachuk from last year. He laid a couple of hits tonight, but they're not skating. They look tired. They look worn out. They look exhausted. They look mentally exhausted. That's how they look. And I know people will say, well, that's an excuse. Can't have that excuse, blah, blah, blah. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm telling you what I think they look like. They look toast. They look mentally exhausted. They look like they're like, shit, man. I thought we were in second place. We got to play another 40, 50 games and then the playoffs start? That's how they look. That's how they look. Like they are going to coast every possible chance they get inside of a game and inside of this season to just barely try to make the playoffs and then see what happens. That looks to me like what I see on the ice out there. When you're playing shutdown defense and your goaltender is playing lights out Vezina level, it doesn't show up as much that you're really not putting in that effort offensively, 2-1, 3-2, but you're getting 2 points, 2 points, 2 points. As soon as those goals dry up, especially if you can't score in the power play, you get a couple games like this where it's 2-0 and you're done. Your energy level is done. You're like, you could see it. There's no comeback. There's no rising up to the occasion. They look spent. Spent. Now, you go through these waves during the season, etc., etc. That's fine. We don't have a lot of luxury to do this. We don't. We didn't have the luxury to do it against Seattle. You knew Vancouver was going to be a problem as it is, but now we got Edmonton. Edmonton lost 7-4 tonight. They're going to be pissed. They're not going to be happy. But when I see what I see on the ice, I said it on the stream tonight, it's everybody. This isn't Weegar making a mistake behind the net with 3 seconds left. This isn't Bob letting in a bunch of softies. It's not Ekblad making a stupid mistake. It's not even Barkov or Huberdeau overpassing. This is the entire team. The entire team looks mentally checked out, spent, tired, just like holding their breath that they can make the playoffs and see what happens. That's how it looks. Now, do I think they'll stay that way the whole rest of the season? No, but that doesn't mean it's not a concern at some point. They look tired. Not even physically tired. There's a loose puck. There's a loose puck. And this sometimes happens even in the games where we're winning 2-1. There's a loose puck. The other team, doesn't matter who it is taking the first steps or maybe even the first 2 strides towards the puck before our guys are. And I tell you something else I saw tonight. I pointed this out in the street. The Canucks have the puck in the offensive zone. It comes around the boards, and it comes to the man at the point. Now, Reinhart is going to cover the man at the point who has the puck. He's at about the top of the circle. So he's got the space between the circle and the player to go to where he gets to where he's covering the puck carrier. He's coasting. Literally coasting. Not moving his legs at all. Not taking any strides. Coasting. Giving the man at the point plenty of time to look around, get the puck in the position he wants to, and distribute the puck away once Reinhart gets even close to him. Coasting. flip that around. Every time we get the puck on our stick, a defenseman or a forward from the other team is on us. And why? I said this last year. I said it with Stu. I said it. We played that style, that heavy forecheck, back check, force it. You can't play that style every single night. You can't. It's too mentally exhausting, too physically exhausting. However, other teams can give us that one time, right? We can play Seattle and they can heavy forecheck and beat us. And then we play Vancouver and they can heavy forecheck and beat us. They don't have to do that every night because these other teams don't play that style every night, and they have nights where they get 5, 6, 7 goals because they have a little bit of offensive freedom and a little bit of offensive creativity allowed within the system. And what we're seeing now is last year we still had a little bit of that running gun ability mixed in with what Maurice was teaching these guys. What we're seeing right now is how Maurice would really like things to go. There's no offensive creativity. There's nothing. And the guys aren't even trying to make it happen. It's like they're playing scared. It's like they're playing afraid of what's going to happen if they do get a little bit too creative and then the puck's going back the other way. And you can win some games like that. Obviously, you can win games like that. But you have to make the playoffs to play the playoff hockey. You have to score goals. And you have to put the effort in. And right now, none of that's happening. And my concern, well, not so much with the last 2 nights, but my concern up to now has been that the defense is going to have been so good that Maurice won't want to tinker with things. But now we're getting blown out 4-0, 4-0. And hopefully, I was shocked we did not come out in that second period like firecracker, like we had just gotten our asses handed to us. Because we should have. Because we really should have. So, I'm not at the point where I'm pissed. I wouldn't use the word pissed. I'm concerned because of how this looks. These guys look tired. They just look mentally tired. They look like they do not really want to take that first stride to go fight for the puck. They look like they would rather let the other team get the puck and then cross their fingers that Bob makes the save. That's how it looks. And in the offensive end, I don't know if it's Maurice preaching to them, don't do anything that would send the odd man rush the other way, or if he's just insisting, just dump and chase. I don't know what it exactly is, or if it's a combination of things. We ain't fighting for those pucks either. We dumping it in. We ain't getting to the puck first. We dump it in, the other team gets to it. It's just beyond absurd. The whole thing is a mess. But more than anything, what I see on the ice are guys that lack the will right now. They do not have the mental desire, the mental toughness to play these games at a level that they need to play them to consistently win the way the league is now, where it's parity. And right now, I mean, second place is nice. Now it's going to be fourth place. I mean, these teams aren't screwing around. Detroit ain't going anywhere. All right, and fourth place in the Atlantic don't guarantee a playoff spot. See what I'm saying? 1, 2, 3, Boston, Detroit, Toronto. Fourth place don't guarantee anything. We got to have more points than the 2 teams in the Metro that are in fourth or in fifth place. And there's some teams there that ain't going away. Flyers ain't going away. Islanders ain't going away. Apparently the Capitals aren't even going away. So there's no guarantees here. Not if we continue to play like this. Maurice is going to have to make some adjustments. You have to blow up all of the lines. First of all, Barkov with Lundell and Tkachuk. And then Bennett with Verhaeghe and Rodriguez. And then Stenlund with Luosterainen and Lomberg and whoever the hell is left as the fourth line. That's what should be on the ice if everybody's healthy come Saturday. Lundell, Barkov, Kachuk, Bennett, Verhaeghe, Rodriguez. Where the hell did I put Reinhardt? Yeah, put Reinhardt there. So, what did I say? Yeah, Lundell with Barkov and Kachuk. Bennett with Verhaeghe and Reinhardt. Stenlund with Luosterainen and Rodriguez. Yeah, I got it right the second time. That's what you go with. That's what you... Because Stenlund's better than Lundell. I love Lundell, and maybe he develops, maybe he doesn't. But right now, this team needs a 3C capable of driving play a little bit, and Stenlund is better than Lundell, and it's not close. I don't know about the defensive metrics, but we're defensive metricing ourselves right out of a playoff spot. You have to score goals. And I'm not blaming Lundell because he wasn't on the ice tonight, and I know Stenlund didn't get anything either, but overall, his energy and the chances that that line had, you have to make a change. You have to try it. You have to reel in and try it. If you're not going to do that, call up Samoskevich. Call up Sordev. Bench some people. Put Lundell on the bench for a couple of games for one of these kids. You have to do something. Rolling out the same 9 guys in a different formation, it ain't working, Paul. Nothing he's doing right now is... I mean, it was already by the hair of our nuts. Hair of our nuts? You know what I'm saying. It was already just barely 2-1, 3-2 for the most part. Teams are figuring out, man, if you play the Panthers tight, if you come and you forecheck and you backcheck and you play that playoff-style hockey against us, we're not willing to do it right now. I don't know what kind of asshattery they're doing out there on the ice right now. But it ain't working. All right. I got to get this up and out. The review will not be live at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning because we have Billy Lindsay. So we're going to record that at 8, and then we'll have that out to you later. Podcast will definitely still be good to go for tomorrow. And we'll be right back here Saturday late, and hopefully they pull their heads out of their ass. So, all right, no points. Appreciate everybody who came out for the stream. We had a great time. Lots of super chats. Genuinely appreciate that. Helps keep Kyle and I sane. That's for damn sure. And sorry about the intro. The intro was real. I don't film those after the games. That intro was filmed before the game. I got nothing left to say.